the grammar class. In this lesson, we will discuss about direct and indirect speech. There are two ways to convey a message of a person. First one, direct speech. Next one, indirect speech. Suppose your friend whose name is Sudha tells you in school, I will give you a pen. You come to home and you want to tell your brother what your friend told you. There are two ways to tell him. First one, Sudha said, I will give you a pen. And another way, Sudha said that she would give me a pen. Two ways, the direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech, for example, Sudha said, I will give you a pen. In direct speech, the original words of person are narrated. That mean no change is made and are enclosed in quotation mark. In sentence, the actual words are quoted and enclosed in inverted commas. Indirect speech, for example, Sudha said that she would give me a pen. In indirect speech, the statement of the person is not enclosed in quotation marks. The word that may be used before the statement to show that it is indirect speech. In sentence, actual words are transformed and not enclosed in inverted commas. So, quoting the exact words of the speaker is called the direct speech, and reporting of what a speaker said without quoting his exact words is called indirect speech. Now we are going to see how to change the direct speech into indirect speech. Before going into this chapter, it is better to see the sentences chapter. Now let us revise the type of sentences in short. The sentences are mainly divided into two parts. One is subject and the other is predicate. For example, the Himalayas are the highest mountain. The Himalayas is subject or the highest mountain is predicate. Types of sentences. Generally, sentences are divided into four major categories. There are statement, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory. First one, statement. Statement sentence start with nouns and pronouns. For example, the sun rises in the east. Second one, interrogative. Interrogative sentences are divided into two types. First one, WH type question. Second one, yes or no type question. WH type start with what, where, when, how, etc. For example, why did you come here? Yes or no type start with auxiliary verbs. For example, do you like it? Third one, imperative. Imperative sentence order, commands, request start with main verb. For example, please give me your pen. Last one, exclamatory. An exclamatory sentence conveys a strong emotion and ends with an exclamation marks. For example, what a marvelous picture is this. Now let's understand 6 steps to convert a direct speech to indirect speech. Identify, change of reporting verb, removal of commas and use conjunction, change of pronoun, change of tense, update time specific words. The first step, identify. This is the most important step. You need to identify the 5 things here. Subject and object, reporting verb, what kind of sentence, first, second and third person, and tense. Subject, predicate and objects are 3 different components when breaking every sentences. For example, the teacher said to the student, why are you late? Who or what performs the action of the verb is the subject. In this sentence, the teacher performing the action. So, the teacher is subject. Whoever or whatever received that action is the object. The students receiving that action in this sentence. So, the students is object. How do I identify reporting verb and reported speech? For example, he said, I work in a factory. Reporting verb, the verb first part of sentence. For example, he said, she said, he says, they said, she says, before the statement of a person in a sentence is called reporting verb. For example, a sentence of indirect speech is, he said that he worked in a factory. In this sentence, the second part, he worked in a factory, is called reported speech. So, reporting verb is said in this sentence. He worked in a factory is called reported speech. Change of reporting verb. Statement. Said to will be converted told. Said will be converted said. Says will be converted tells. Says to will be converted tells. Interrogative. Change of reporting verb asked. Imperative. Change of reporting verb asked, advised, requested, ordered. Exclamatory. Change of reporting verb exclaimed. First, second and third person are ways of describing points of views. First person, when I speak or I speak with friends, it's called first person. I, first person singular, we, first person plural. Second person, when I speak to you or a group of people, it's called second person. You, second person singular or plural. Third person. When I speak about someone or something, it's called third person. He, she, it, third person singular. They, third person plural. Type of sentences. Conjunction used. Statement. Used the conjunction that. Interrogative 2 times. Yes or no type used the conjunction if or whether. WH word type used the conjunction WH words. Imperative. Imperative used the conjunction to. Exclamatory used the conjunction that. Change of pronoun. If first person I, we according to the subject of the reported speech. If second person you according to the object of the reported speech. Third person he, she, they, any name, no change. Change of tense. Present tense is simple present will be converted simple past. Present perfect will be converted past perfect. Present continuous will be converted past continuous. Present perfect continuous will be converted past perfect continuous. Past tense. Past tense is simple past will be converted past perfect. Past continuous will be converted past perfect continuous. Past perfect no change. Past perfect continuous no change. Future tense. Future tense is simple future will changes into would. Future continuous will be changes into would be. Future perfect will have changes into would have. Future perfect continuous will have been changes into would have been. Update time specific words. This changes into that changes into those, now changes into then, here changes into there, today changes into that day, tomorrow changes into the next day, yesterday changes into the previous day, the last night changes into the previous night, can changes into good, may changes into might, shall changes into should, will changes into would, ago changes into before, just changes into then, come changes to go. How to convert direct speech into indirect speech? Now let's look into example to understand the 6 steps. He said to Mala, I shall meet you tomorrow. This is indirect speech. Let's convert it into indirect speech. First step, identification. He is the subject. Mala is the object. Said to is the reporting verb. I is the first person. You is the second person. Shall meet, it is simple future tense. Second steps, change of reporting verb. Change the reported verb said to into told. Third steps, removal of commas and use conjunction. Remove the quotation marks in the statement. Use the conjunction that. So, he told Mala that. Fourth step, change of pronoun. I is the first person. He is the subject. So, I will convert it to he. You is the second person and object is the Mala. So, you will convert it to her. Change of tense. Shall meet will converted to would meet. Last steps, change of time words. Tomorrow will converted to the next day. The final outcome is in indirect speech. He told Mala that he would meet her the next day.